Here's what I'm super excited about today. Okay, this individual was here on the podcast. I think it's been over a year ago. But what they have done in the last year, year and a half, 2 years, with a sales tool to make face-to-face sales way more efficient is incredible. He's going to give some ins and outs and some insider secrets and some really training today on how you can be better and more efficient, more organized when you are selling face-to-face, door knocking, etc., which is still a huge part of our business. And it's one of the easiest ways for agents to get out and make sales quickly and see people, which is awesome. Also, this individual has built a bunch of like 7 and 8 figure companies. He's invested in owner in like 22 different companies, something like that. He's helped produce some big TV shows. He's I don't know where he's going to live. He's either going to be in California or Canada or Dubai, and today he's in Missouri. Dude's all over the place. But he has founded and created, with some amazing developers, an app called Knock It Pro. Please welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Safeer Qureshi. What's up, man?
Good to be back, man.
Thanks,
it's awesome
bro.
to see you.
You too, man. You too. You guys have been busy, bro.
Yes, we have. And it's all thanks to the great people in the insurance industry. I mean, just like every industry, you have your good apples, the bad apples. You've got, but overall, I think this industry is really about helping people. And the more people you help, I mean, there's lots of different ways to help people, but in this specific industry, the more people you help, the more rewarding it is, whether it's mentally, financially. And we've kind of made our focus around that. And since I was here last, we made quite a few changes to the app. It is awesome. We've been listening to agents. We've been talking about what features we can implement.
It was already really good, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It was already really good.
Yeah. Well, it's really better now.
Amazing.
But yes, so it's been fun. It's been great. I've been learning the insurance, specifically the final expense, and also the Medicare industry quite a bit. Meeting different individuals, hearing different stories, and it's been really interesting. I've seen some and heard some really emotional stories. Whether it was people that were on the verge of quitting. I've heard stories about you. People are saying like I was down. I just started watching Cody's content and et cetera. And
such a good feeling to have, to help people, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And then people are like, oh, by the way, your app has helped me a lot. And
cool.
It's great. It's great, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is, man. And you think about it too, like it's you've created something, and yeah, you're part of a team, right? But you've created something that is helping agents who are entrepreneurs, bunch of freaking ADHD, and they're unorganized, and they're all over the place, and they're scatterbrained.
Yeah.
Dude, they need help staying focused, staying on task, staying organized, Would you agree?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I myself am an entrepreneur, and I'm the most unorganized individual you will ever meet. My team, all credit goes to my team. They're the ones that are organized. I didn't even know what time I was supposed to be here, my flight. It just kind of happened, right? And my team helped me take care of it. They booked everything for me. Whenever I book a flight or a hotel, I always book it in the wrong city or the wrong day. And so I'll get my assistant, I just take care of it. You take care of it. But
that's awesome.
But it's good to have good people around you, and that's the thing that kind of makes you grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. How does what's before we get to some of the specifics, what's been some of the success stories that you've heard since the last time you were here?
Success stories with the app?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So we've heard some really interesting stories, and we've averaged it out. But I think the most common story that we've kind of heard is, I'm so glad that my leads are costing me way less than they were before. And one of the reasons for that is well, we are a routing app, and what it does is it always keeps your leads within the route. It allows you to assign different labels to them. So if you've door knocked once, you can door knock once. If it's a new lead, it's a new lead. Maybe you've door knocked them twice.
Yeah.
You can change the labels. And if you just want to work the new leads, you can turn on all the labels in your route. We had an agent last week that said, we hear this a lot, like similar stories, but, oh yeah, I had a lead from, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. This guy said 6 months ago. He's like, for over 6 months ago, I was on door knock 3, but I was en route, area I don't usually work. I stopped by and, I closed the app, and it was an $80 a month app. And he said, I would have totally missed that lead, that lead would have gone in the garbage, if I wasn't using the app.
Pays for like the app for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you make $1,000 like that, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome. That's awesome.
Exactly. And then another one we had is very interesting. A lot of people are like, yeah, when I input leads into my routing app or whatever, my spouse or, my wife is the one that kind of does it and she organizes it. And we had an individual that was saying that, oh, no, I got a system. Us entrepreneurs, we don't like changes to things that work sometimes.
You're
like
right.
It's been working and it's like,
You're
no, I
right.
got my wife. And then, she inputs all the leads. And so, why don't you give us a try? I'll walk you through it. And if you don't like it, no problem. So day one, he has tons of questions. He calls me. He calls we have a live customer support line. He calls them. The customer support calls me. He said, they were talking about you. He wants to talk to you. Call them again. By day 4, he gets back to me. And he doesn't say, I love the app. He said, we love the app. I said, we? And he's like, oh, yeah, my wife loves the app. We love how easy it is. And it's not just like importing CS. You could take a picture of your lead, and upload it. And using AI, you can import hundreds of leads within seconds, thousands, right? So
That's crazy.
I think the biggest success factors, and they say time is money, and a lot of people forget that time really, really does matter, more than money in this case. And when we save time and we organize and we save time by not having a lot of different tools, and you got your Notability here, the note-taking tool, you got your routing tool, you got your CRM, and then you're just, and it helps people with training and recruiting as well.
Yep.
Right?
Big time.
You're not giving them 700 tools to kind of like jump through it. Even as a seasoned agent, you got your system, but you're like, okay, now I got to do this and I got to do that. These are monotonous tasks that take a lot of time.
Correct.
And we've kind of consolidated it. So you got your tasks right there. You got your labels right there, which is a huge thing because I think a lot of agents, they'll work a bunch of leads and, kaboom leads. Slight plug.
Thanks, bro.
They'll dump the leads. They'll work them once or twice, and then that's it. Move on.
How
to the
often
next
does that
batch.
happen? That was one of my questions actually. How many agents door knock a lead once or twice and never go back?
You would be shocked, man. You would be shocked because they're like, well, it's a $30 lead, $50 lead.
And they assume
whatever.
it's just no good.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a no good lead. Not in this industry.
No.
Because if you're in Medicare or final expense, you're not going door to door. Hey, you're not cold door knocking. You're essentially getting a lead that was at one point interested.
Correct.
There's a reason they're interested. So
100%.
You've got the sale, you just haven't closed it yet. So you have to knock on that door. You don't ask, are they interested or not? Because you already have that answer.
Correct.
Your question should be, why aren't they interested in purchasing from me?
Yeah.
And as we know, frequency builds trust. So it could be, the more they see you, the more they trust you.
Yep.
Or maybe it's just not the right time.
Yeah,
right?
I think a lot of agents they may go back to the same lead twice, but they might hit them both times like Tuesday at 2.
Dude, how many times have you had a great sales day? You're like, man, I'm the best sales agent in the world.
Yeah.
I am killing it. Come Friday, you're like, oh man, I should have closed more. Like, today I didn't close anybody.
Correct.
So sometimes it's just about timing.
Yeah.
When it comes
Big
to
time.
final expense, Medicare, anywhere where you're getting leads, even solar, real estate especially, we have a lot of people that even will do wholesale real estate.
Oh, cool.
I'm not looking to sell right now. And so it's really just about timing. Now imagine all the leads that you've dumped, all the leads that you've kind of let go of, were ready to purchase on their 3rd or 4th try. Or maybe just hitting. If you could go back to every single lead, would you not close at least one more every month?
100%.
That's $1,000 a year simply by just, one extra sale per month.
Yeah.
You know?
It's sick. I mean, that's exactly what happens. It's interesting too. I always share this, and you've heard this. When I used to door knock for final expense, right,
Yeah.
which I enjoyed a lot, by the
Yeah.
way. Like I felt like it was a easier way for me to consistently get in front of people,
Right.
and it is. I would go to MapQuest Route Planner, type in every address,
Yeah.
A through Z, as many. It would only let me put in 26.
Cody, it hurts every time you tell this story.
Max. Then I'm like trying to sort it and figure out, okay, how do I put these in order?
Yeah.
Then print it. One time I drove out
Yeah.
I was going to door knock about an hour away.
Yeah.
I forgot the printout.
No.
I didn't have any leads. I didn't have the addresses. I didn't have the route. No joke. I forgot to tell you that part.
Yeah,
That's a true story.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's crazy.
ADHD moment, right?
Yeah.
That's entrepreneurs.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry we didn't have the app at the time.
Correct.
But
I needed Knock It Pro. Also, I'll add this too because you guys are like, man, I would love to check this out. I'm going to put a link below. You can go to CodyAskins.com. We even built a whole page just to like educate you about it. CodyAskins.com/knock-it-pro. Links in the description. You got to go check it out. I did a whole video and, they've got a demo and all kind of stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, man. So, I think another thing is there's a lot of hesitancy when it comes to final expense or, sales in general. When you got a system going on and us as humans, our instinct is if I didn't work for it, it might not be worth it, right? For example, like let's say I'm trying to sell you this water bottle right here, right? And I tell you it's $10 and you're like, I'll give you $5. I'm like, done. You're like, man, I should have asked for $3.
Correct.
Even if $5 was my bottom line. So sometimes people think the more complex it is, the more work you're getting accomplished. But work, it's usually determined by the results. And we've done a very good job to hide the, shout out to the developers that built this.
Yeah.
But we've done a very, very good job to hide the complexities in the app. We had 2 major goals. One was for you to make it as easy as possible to organize your leads and to make that sale. And 2, for you to be able to train your agents underneath you and to create a training system. Our partner, one of our partners, he was in the final expense space, and he said 2 of the major problems I have, it's not even recruiting, it's training the recruits and getting them to stay. There's a reason it's called 8%, right?
Correct.
Because 92% of the agents fail. And our goal was, how do we lower that rate? And so to make it easier for you and for your agents to be able to operate and to be able to go back to these leads, to be able to look at them and say, oh, hey, I totally forgot that Linda in this neighborhood.
Correct.
We've all had that, right? You're driving in the neighborhood and you're like, I know I got somebody here. I just don't know who.
Yeah. 100%.
So to be able
100%.
to go that and maybe you don't close them that one time, but you get a new piece of information and you add it to your notes, and there's history that you can look at when it comes to agents. And there's so many different features in the app that help the average agent. And if you're a seasoned agent, I mean, you're gonna freaking love this thing, man.
Dude,
it's insane.
I'm over here doing the math. Like, I made 117 my first year. I did so much door knocking. Actually, a lot of it was cold. It wasn't even with leads, which is stupid, by the way. But I didn't know any better, right?
You did 117 by cold knocking?
No leads. Yeah, cold knocking. Just residential apartments,
That's crazy.
senior housing.
Yeah.
Cold calling the phone book. Like all this stuff, right?
You're a hard worker, dude.
Thanks,
You're
bro. I didn't know what else to do, right? But when I was doing that, like, I'm over here thinking about, okay, if I would have had Knock It Pro for the things that I was doing, even if I'd have just plugged in age leads over freaking cold door knocking, I would have guaranteed I would have 2 to 3x my income.
Yeah.
Just because of being organized and more efficient with my time. Because there were so many times where I would go to like a residential neighborhood and door knock for like 5 hours and get nothing.
Now here's another little thing. Let's say you don't want to buy leads today. You can go back into the app. You can filter out with all the people you've visited before. Look at the different notes. You ever have that in your CRM? You put in almost closed, very interested, but husband wasn't home. And you go back and you look at all of that. Now you no longer have to, I think.
That's gold.
Yeah. A lot of agents forget that, I'm in the media industry, and I know there's a saying that the best type of writing is a rewriting.
Yeah. And
I think that when it comes to sales, a lot of times when you don't want to go and purchase new leads, and maybe you don't want to spend the money, or maybe you're just like, maybe I just want to rework my leads, right? So the best type of working your leads is reworking the leads. You've already built that first. It's a warmer lead now, even if they weren't interested before.
Yes.
That extra frequency of you maybe visiting them and you talking to them and just getting more information out of them. Us as entrepreneurs, we know the more information you have, the more you can position the product to what their needs are. And I mean, don't be sneaky or greedy about it.
Sure.
That's what you teach, but
correct.
help them in a genuine way. And the more information you have, the more you're able to help them, and the more
Yeah.
you close.
The one I like, one of the things I love about what y'all do, and just face-to-face door knocking in general, is, and if I had to okay, I've got to make this agent successful. They're brand new. They have to go make 10 grand the next 30 days.
Yeah.
Dude, I would get some kaboom leads. I'd plug them in Knock It Pro and say, get to work.
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
That's what I would do, 100%.
Yeah.
If I'd start over, have somebody else start over. However, when I think through that, the unique part about it is when it comes to an opt-in, you're not supposed to call someone after 90 days of opting in, right?
Yep.
Where does it end with door knocking?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That's right.
I mean, yeah, you could have a neighborhood that says no soliciting, or
Yeah.
somebody says no soliciting on their door, or whatever. Cities that have an ordinance or something. But these people, this isn't a cold door knock.
Yeah.
These people requested information.
That's
you
correct.
have proof. None of that even matters. They ask you to come see them.
Yeah.
Right? It's huge. So cool.
Yeah, and like I said, there isn't a dead lead usually.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Unless
Unless they die.
yeah, it's a dead lead. Yeah, unless they die. Yeah, but
That's about it.
They better have purchased final expense insurance.
I sure
before
hope they
yeah,
did.
yeah.
They made a decision.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I think the biggest factor in this are that label. Maybe you don't want to go. Some people, they prefer, I work.
Yeah.
So please come by at, after 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. You change that label to PM label, and
Yep.
then maybe you're doing something in the morning and you decide, okay, 4 o'clock, I'm going to go work my leads, from 4 to 8 o'clock. So
Yep.
you just go to your filters, you select the PM label, right? You can also create custom labels, by the way. So, if you wanted to change something these guys asked me to visit on a Sunday, you can create a Sunday label, whatever it is that you want to do.
Yep,
So
yep.
you go to the PM label, you circle the leads you want to work within the area, knock, 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 hi, guaranteed you're going to close someone, right? And here, the best part about this industry is you're getting warm leads. You don't have to be a good agent to be able to close. You don't even have to be an extrovert. You just need to be good at giving out information.
Correct.
The more you educate your customer,
Yep.
and sometimes you just can't educate the person within the time that you have.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might be not in the right headspace. Sometimes it just might be. So what are you going to do? Dump that lead? What are you going to do? Just write it down somewhere and forget about it? Or would you rather have it in your tasks already within the app, already have your notes, already have the label? We have an agent
Correct.
that has a whole custom label of almost closed. I love that. It's
I love that
almost
too.
closed, because he was this close to closing them. But instead of worrying about going back to them that week or the next day,
Yep.
he just almost closed means I'll work, when I'm having a bad day or whatever it may be, and I'm not getting new leads, I'm going to go back to almost closed. And I'm going to go back to giving them more information.
good.
And, so
That's good.
And because they were 90% of the way there, he
Yeah.
just has to put in 10% of the effort.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Put in your notes. How's it going? Yeah, last time we talked about this.
Yeah.
He also writes down certain notes about objections. I think that's something really interesting. Most people will write down objections, but they won't write down why they think. They'll write down objections for what they're being told,
Yeah.
but not why they think. This guy writes down, doesn't quite trust me yet.
Ooh.
Doesn't quite understand the business. Isn't really interested because doesn't have time, or is rushing.
Yes.
Instead of just writing had to go, was rushing because of daughter's recital, let's say.
That's
Now he goes
good.
back and he goes, by the way, how was your daughter's recital? Now, 4 or 5 weeks from then, they might not even remember the daughter's recital.
Correct. They're gonna be like,
Right?
when was that?
Yeah, but if he writes down the daughter's name, little Sally, by the way, how was Sally's recital? I know you were rushing last time. Now they appreciate the fact that you remembered something about
That's
them.
freaking gold.
But you didn't remember. It wasn't in the
Gold.
notes.
Gold in them hills, man. That's good.
right, yeah.
There are a couple things I love about the app, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've got a bunch of demos. I've seen it, right? I've downloaded it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
One is the ability to just look at an area on the map and circle all the leads
Yeah.
and route them like that, right?
Oh, dude.
Game changer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never seen that.
We actually have, because of the Silicon Valley developers that built this, patent pending, we have the fastest routing tool in the world, and we can make that claim.
Wow.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Second one is the labeling and notes that you just talked about. Super unique. I remember door knocking like even age leads like later on after my first year, but I would never go to them more than once. And I remember an Arkansas trip where a bunch of buddies and I went to Northwest Arkansas to door knock for a couple days, and we got a bunch of age leads, did a bunch of door knocking, made some sales.
Yeah.
But we never went back. We never made notes. I would like write on the piece of the printouts that I would forget. I would make a note and write something down about it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't store it anywhere.
Yep.
And guess what I'd do like the next day? I'd freaking forget I even wrote anything down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many smarter ways to run a business.
Yeah.
This also too. I think if we gave here'd be a good test.
Yeah.
Like 92%. According to statistics, will fail. We hope it's not true. Yeah. That's the case. What if they had, if we had 100 agents, and we gave them fresh Kaboom leads and Knock It Pro, and they 30 days.
Yeah.
What percentage would have failed by then? And I guarantee you, the success would be way, way, way higher.
That's very interesting. We should do a contest.
A fun contest.
We should do a contest.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that we should definitely do something
Look
like that.
Look at your wheels turning. The media mogul. Let's go.
But yeah, no, that's interesting. I think we should definitely do it. Let's
100%.
see. You might have to change the name of your company though to 50%.
Yeah. 51% nation.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, I like that.
Yeah. No, man. I think that it's very interesting. A lot of the features that were built on this was, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, but as a businessman, you have to be a sales guy. You have to be.
100%.
Right? You could be a good sales guy and not be a good businessman, but you can't be a good businessman without being a good sales guy.
I love that.
And so a lot of this, like, for example, the notes, like I have a fear. Like you said, I write things down. People give me their business cards. The first thing I do, take a picture of the business card because I forget.
100%.
I always
and you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, and I write down notes. And one of the things was I was like, guys, when we're doing this, we need to add these notes. We need to make sure. And
big.
Yeah, and we're also very open to feedback from our customers.
Yeah.
And when they say, like, we allow you to add pictures to your lead, you go add notes, take a picture. Next time you go, wait a second, there wasn't a Lincoln in the driveway. There was a, Toyota. Knock on the door. Hey, how's it going? Is that a new car? Well, congratulations. Last time you had a Toyota. What happened to that? Now it's a little piece of personal information that you know about them. Even if it's not their car, they're gonna appreciate the fact that you knew that they had a specific car.
Smart.
Right? The more information you know about them, the more they trust you, the more you care, and the more you close.
Correct. We were also FaceTiming with a agency owner named Ashley right before this, and she had how many agents? Like 148.
Yeah, I think 145 or 148
that were using Knock It Pro every single day, like literally all of them. And I'm like, man, that's so freaking cool. It's got to be so like gratifying.
Yeah, we have now a total of 2,600 plus agents that are using this.
Gosh, dude, that's incredible.
And we've been hearing amazing positive feedback. And a lot of our customer calls are literally new agents that have just started using the app saying thank you. And
so
cool.
Does that ever get old?
No, not for me. Maybe for our customer reps,
Sure.
But they like it, and we love it. We love hearing about it, and we're now working with certain IMOs to create an enterprise version. We've actually created the enterprise version to launch it, so that way your entire agency can have access to it. We're also one of the there's no such thing as an app that has live chat right there and then, especially a routing app and live calling.
You showed me that.
Yeah,
yes.
so you
very
can
impressive.
Go in the app, click, call, and a real person is going to help you and walk you through it. And we've been very, very focused on helping you help your leads and help your clients. And if anybody has a crazy feature that they're like, this would be great, we immediately go back to developers. We don't even like, how much is it going to cost? We're more like, how much of a difference is it going to make in the app? And then we look at how much it's going to cost.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Dude, I love what you guys are doing. I love what you built. I think it's helping so many people. And I admire that every time we do this, you come and hang out in person. You know, that means a lot. You're a busy dude.
Hey, it's a face-to-face app. We got to do this face-to-face.
Let's go.
I'm very old school when it comes to business. I'm 18 years old, maybe 12 mentally, but when it comes to spiritually, or doing business, I'm very, very old school. I like to sit down, face-to-face, have dinner, have lunch, talk a little. I get to know the person a little bit more, right? Especially if that person's Cody Askins.
Let's go. Let's go.
So it builds the relationship. And the more you, like, you know, it's the frequency. You and I, we first did the podcast, and it was great. But ever since then, we've been talking. We've gotten to know each other. And, man, how much have we learned about each other?
A lot.
And how much have we learned from each other about business that's helped us?
True. We had a sick dinner in Cali, right? With Mike and Alex and me and you. I mean,
convertible,
gosh, dude.
ripping it down the mountains. That was
that was crazy. You were flying that thing, bro. I love that. That was
within
nice.
legal limits.
Yeah,
right?
It was just above the speed suggestion. You know what I mean?
Just under. But no, it's fun, man. I hope you get to do it again.
And cool.
We're going to Italy in
yes,
April.
bro.
That's going to be
Power
fun.
Players in Italy.
Oh man, if you guys haven't
cool.
joined Power Players, I think it's awesome. Another plug for Cody. It's been awesome seeing the different people, and I think the greatest thing about Power Players is the fact that everybody feeds off of each other's success, and everybody comes back the next meeting, goes, you know, I learned this and I implemented this, and you know, this is how it's kind of helped me. And nobody's disgenuine. Nobody is, and everybody's there to kind of help and learn. Nobody looks at each other like, you know, I'm above you. And even if they are making more money, it's a very humble crowd, very humble group. And I suggest that for everybody who's in the final expense or even the Medicare industry.
Yeah,
That's
amen.
awesome.
That's cool, man. Appreciate you. Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the channel again. Amazing podcast. I appreciate the heck out of you and Nate and the entire Knock It Pro team.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me, and hopefully we keep doing this and we do more.
Amen. Amen, brother. Thank you. Okay. Also, thank you guys for hanging with us as you guys were hearing, okay, about Knock It Pro. If you need some leads to put in it, you can go to Kaboom. You can use coupon code YouTube to get 10% off. I want you to go check out the app, though. Click the link below. Go to codyaskins.com/knock-it-pro. Check out the page. Check out the information. Gain some education, or you can be more organized, sell more, make more money, help more people by being more efficient out in the field. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.
But
let's mention
before
one
we
more
go,
thing.
Let's shake hands right now.
Let's
that
go.
We're going to do some sort of a contest and see if we can bring that 92% failure.
I love that.
And if your audience is up for it, they can join us.
Boom.
And we'll see what happens.
Let's go, man.
All
Who is
right.
in for the
There we
contest?
go.
If you're in, you're like, I love this idea, jump in comments and let us know, because I can tell you what, Safeer is always looking for unique ways to get attention, help people, right? And it's really cool. That's why he's had so much success in business. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Check out Knock It Pro. Click the link below, and we will see you on the next episode. Adios.